Now, Liverpool have shown over the years and over time that the winning mentality is there. That's one thing. Like let's talk about the things I enjoyed from the game last night and the things I did not enjoy from that game. Yes. Liverpool have proven over time that the winning mentality is there. That spirit, that mentality, that never say never spirit is there. We'll continue pushing till he's pushed over the line. That is what this team have proven. That's what the club itself. That's the. In fact, is hereditary in this Liverpool team. It's actually hereditary. You understand? Now, over time, you understand with me. It didn't start from this team. Over time, that mentality has always been there. That's why in Premier League history, no English team has scored more late goals, more winning late goals, more leveling late goals, more late goals than Liverpool Football Club. Yes. Now, what I want to understand, what I want to make us understand in this whole thing is, you see, this quality of having to fight until the very end is very exceptional. I'm actually a very good fan of it. You understand? But what I want to start making us understand is the other part of this thing is there are games that we may not be able to pick up points towards the end of the game, at the dying embers of the game, where to escape will be very difficult. Defensively, we need to start doing better. I think defensively, we need to start doing better. Conceding fewer goals will do us more good than harm. You understand? When your two goes up and you throw that away, that's a red flag. That is a red flag. I love analyzing my game from different angles. I don't only focus on one part. I may have talked about how good. In fact, in my video last night, I talked about how I loved it that we came back from the dead and what I did not like. But I want to completely elaborate. Elaborate. I want to buttress my points right now in this particular video. There are games and there are teams we will play. Once they go one up against us, we'll fight back and win, right? There are teams we will need to play. It's like that Arsenal game. We didn't need to concede goal. All we needed was to ensure we checkmate them at the back. You understand? And then deliver our own. And then tighten up at the back. And that was perfect. There are even small teams that once they score against us, it will be difficult to get one past them. Imagine Burnley scored that day. All we'll be looking for will be to level that game towards the end, right? You see the importance of checkmating yourself at the back. Now, I'm talking about conceding goals. The goals we conceded against Atletico Madrid were actually ones that were worrisome, to be honest. You let a player score, you let them score from that position. You will say second goal was deflection. How about the first goal? You would need to start doing better. Gravenberch is a good holding midfielder. In fact, he's even more of a playmaker than a holding midfielder. Gravenberch drives ball. In fact, he's more progressive in that midfield than almost all our midfielders. He's naturally an attacking midfielder. Forget that he's being deployed in that position as a makeshift holding midfielder. And now he's made there his natural habitat. But one thing that is missing there is that ability to show that defensive quality. Gravenberch will remain a highly offensive-minded defensive midfielder. I don't know if I'm making points. He will remain. There are situations we need him to give a little cover. Konate is not at his best. I'm not trying to even cover him for anything. But I just want to touch every angle. Touch Moscow, touch New York. That's how it is in this game. We need to learn how to checkmate. At least shipping fewer goals, it will help us in the long run. There are games where maybe we need only one goal to win. It simply means we don't need to concede any goal. That's what it means. So whatever the team will do to ensure that we'll start. Virgil van Dijk too need to also put in more work. You're doing exceptional. You're a top captain. So we expect you to do more. Senior player. That's how it is. And a slot, we need to do more defensively. But the boys are doing well. At least we are not in best form. We are picking maximum points. That's crucial till the boys hit top form. That's my thoughts on it.